So I just wish to make this video for the people that did not buy the pay-per-view. Devon Larratt lost 3-2. However, if you take a look at the match, do not worry about Devon Larratt if you're a Devon Larratt fan, because he didn't lose, as in get completely dominated. He did fight well. GENADI was simply better, and we knew that GENADI was stronger. There were certain things during the match, and for the first time I've seen Devon's shenanigans during the setup not actually working well for him, and GENADI was actually strong enough, and he was mentally tough too, and he could actually prevent Devon from cheating essentially, which Devon usually does. It's part of his game. So Devon lost, and if you're a Devon Larratt fan, which I am too, I'm happy that at least he fought GENADI. I was worried that he would probably get absolutely dominated. That nothing like that happened. What I do realize is that, and most people already know this, but I realize that even now it's almost like for certain, if the rules are very, very strict, then Devon cannot basically win easily, because he kind of cheats during the setup, and he couldn't do that because the referees this time were very, very strict. Another thing too is that for some reason Devon couldn't really use his king's move, and I actually know the reason. The pads were, his elbow was basically being pushed off the pad by GENADI, so he had to kind of adjust to that, and he couldn't really use the king's move. And he was also under a lot of pressure because of him fouling, and the fouls were totally his fault, Devon Larratt's fault that he got those fouls. But the fouls, the reason, because he was fouled multiple times during the match, he basically just had one lifeline. So when you take a look at the match, you'll see that Devon could feel the pressure of losing to fouls, which is one of the reasons why you could actually see it in his face that he was losing due to that. Devon got one clean pin on GENADI. GENADI got two, I believe, clean pins on Devon, and he was clearly the stronger guy. Whether he was the better arm wrestler overall, I can't really say. It is true that Devon didn't manage to finish GENADI, and we already know that Devon does not have very good side pressure, so I think that I'm happy though, being as old as Devon is, he's still going. I think that Devon needs to work on his side pressure more, and if he does not work on his side pressure, then he should have prepared for somebody who could basically push him off the mat. And I think that during one time when Devon had the coil, I believe it was in round 2, or I believe it was the final round, where actually Devon had the coil. He actually had the coil, as in the same coil that he used on Prudnik, there where he just curls up and you can't really do anything. I think GENADI lifted him off the table. So the main reason why I believe Devon lost was because I think he was being forced into fouls the same way he was being forced off the table by, I think, Travis. There was an arm wrestler, Travis, I cannot pronounce his last name, Travis Baguette. I cannot pronounce his name. So in Arm Wars, Devon had a similar situation where he was being pushed off the table, and either he was being pushed or pulled, I don't remember, but there were, on that YouTube video you will find comments which say that actually he was being pulled off the table or pushed off the table by Travis. I believe his name is Travis. There you can see that the video for that is available on YouTube. That was a thing back in 2009 or 2008 or something. So Devon basically couldn't handle being fouled. He when he was going for a king's move, he couldn't go for a king's move against GENADI, because once he did, his elbow dropped, the from the back of the pad, his elbow just dropped, which is probably the reason why he couldn't use the king's move again, because he knew if he did it again, Gennady would push him off the table again. So I think that was the issue. So, and by the way, this is something that we've seen. We have seen this in the Levan versus Hermes match as well, where when Hermes was going for a flop press, Levan's elbow, it dropped. It kind of went off the back of the pad. So, this happens. I'm not sad that Devon lost. I'm sad at the way he lost. I mean, we know that he can stop Gennady. We know that. Okay. It was the fouls that basically, it was so bad. I really wish that this Devon would have lost cleanly, not due to the pressure of fouls. And I wish Gennady would have dominated Devon if he would have won, because even for him, this victory doesn't make him look very good. Okay, it seriously does not make Gennady look very good that he struggled against Devon, who is basically not. People say that he's in his prime. I mean, people say that, but his arm is damaged. We know it's unhealthy, so it doesn't make Gennady look good anyway. And for Devon, he could have lost better. He didn't lose I feel like this is the first time I feel like I've wasted my money on a pay-per-view because of the rules. I wish Devon would have lost in a way that would make us feel like Gennady, this guy really cut through Devon. That didn't happen. And as far as Devon goes, he should really stop cheating and stop trying to win on the setup. Otherwise, he's going to lose every single match that he ever does under the East versus West rules. And so that's basically it. Devon lost. I'm not disappointed that Devon lost. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed at the way that he lost, not that he lost. So yeah, that's my video.